Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of The Cliff. If you like what we're doing here, you can follow us on any of our social media pages. They are all at The Cliff Podcast. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Our full Facebook name is The Cliff with Jared and Dante, but at The Cliff Podcast is still a username that you can find us on there. If you like what we're doing here, you can also support us by clicking the Support This Podcast button on Anchor and donating as little as 99 cents a month to help us keep this thing going. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
You know, if you think about it, we're already better than One Direction because we claimed that we were going on hiatus and actually came back.
We didn't even say hiatus. We just said we were going to take a week off.
I think that counts as the same thing.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, you made it sound like a big boy hiatus. You were like,
I didn't mean to.
You made it sound like
we're quitting.
Yeah, you were like, we'll come back maybe.
I like suspicion.
It wasn't even suspicion. You were like,
what?
You just got so mad.
I did get mad.
So hey everybody, welcome back to the Cliff.
Hi, welcome.
Did you miss us?
No, you didn't.
No, probably not. I know a couple people were, ready for another episode, so that's cool that there was a small group that was like, fuck, like it should be happening.
It's a Saturday and we didn't get one.
I'm wondering if anybody, obviously, like no one outwardly said anything to me, but I'm wondering if anybody that I normally send like the weekly plug to was like, he hasn't fucking messaged me today to tell me to listen to his stupid fucking podcast. Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder if anybody like was like, that's fucking weird. Who knows? But anyway, welcome back. Hello. So we took a week off, which I think it was needed, to be honest. I mean,
there was no possible way for us to make an episode anyway. So yes, it was needed for both mentally and just the fact that
like trying to fit it in wouldn't have been really worth it.
Possible or worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it worked out in our favor, but that totally wasn't why we initially did. I mean, that was part of why when you asked me, because you made that Instagram story, man.
Well, okay, first of all, it kind of made me mad at the ice shop when you were bringing it up.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of made me mad.
Okay.
Because if you had such a problem with how I worded it, why didn't you just delete it or just text me and be like, hey, it sounds like you're bitching.
Well, I'm not going to stifle you, man.
You can stifle me.
No, because, you're going to feel how you want to feel, and that's okay.
You can stifle me. No, I'm
stifling you.
Okay. I wrote it. It wasn't like my feelings. I just wrote it.
So Dante made an Instagram story. I'm just reporting the facts here. Dante made an Instagram story after we agreed that we were gonna take a break, as we said. Which, to me, I always thought it was just gonna be that we were gonna take that 1 week off and then come back to it this week. I don't know what you initially thought it was gonna be. We didn't really discuss like how long it was gonna be. But I was like, yeah, we'll skip a week and then probably just get right back to it. That was kind of what I imagined. But I was like, yeah, let's do it. That's fine. Plays are down. Let's just take a week off and whatever. We got a lot of shit going on. And Dante made this Instagram story on the podcast account, and it was like, until we get more plays on our episodes, we'll be taking a break. Thank you. And
I did say it like that.
Yeah. So,
well, when you said, plays are down, we can take a week, I was like, all right, that's the reason. So I kind of just took it and ran.
Well, that was the reason that we talked about, was that 3 out of 4 episodes were under 20, and we were kind of just like, all right, well, we're putting a lot into this right now, and blah blah blah. So that was always kind of the reason, but who really cares about why? I guess that was my
then you log into the account that you have access to. You delete it, and then you text me privately and say, hey.
I didn't do anything. I mean, this is the first time we said it out loud.
Okay, let's air our dirty laundry.
Oh man, we're gonna fight. First episode back, and
lucky number 13.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah, no, I mean, no, it's not a big fucking deal.
No, obviously it is. If it was eating at you so much that you had to bring it up in front of my fiance at her favorite restaurant.
Oh my god, it's a shaved ice shop. You're so dramatic, man.
Just saying.
You're so dramatic.
You're lucky I'm not walking out.
Oh,
this episode right now.
That would be interesting. Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, I said that we should stage a fight. Instead of taking a week off just randomly, we should stage a fight.
That actually would have been funny as fuck.
That would have been awesome. We're taking a week off after this one.
Do a pre-recorded thing at the end of 12 where it was I was like, all right, well, good episode. I mean, I guess for one of us it was, and then just start like a fight.
And just start a fight, and me walk out, and you go, well, we'll see you.
I guess we'll see you when we
sometime,
see you. Yeah. That would have been fucking crazy. Oh man, no. All right, well, no. We took the week, and real talk. We had both of us had a fucking lot of shit going on. Yeah. And I don't know when we would have found time for either of us.
I didn't have time to do literally anything.
My summer semester was ending for all three of my classes. My summer camp was ending. I was going to shows. Yeah, like there was just a lot, like day and night. I feel like I didn't have like more than 30 seconds to like actually like breathe, and so it wouldn't have been able to happen. But we took the week and we're fucking back, and maybe distance made the heart grow fonder. Maybe people were like, it's kind of fucking weird that they didn't post this week. Yeah. Like people that don't even listen, they're just like,
they're like, huh. They didn't bother us this week with the posts.
There were no fucking plugs. There were no stories. There were no texts. There was nothing. And then we'll post this one, and they'll be like, they're back. And they'll care.
I didn't even check YouTube plays. I didn't know.
I actually have never really checked those, to be honest.
I should probably go and check them. But
we can do that.
Sometimes they do better than the other platforms.
Yeah. Well, Cassie was telling me that that she watches all of her podcasts on YouTube. Like she doesn't listen to anything on Spotify, which
I don't listen to anything on Spotify.
Yeah, I do. That's where I pretty much do everything now. So I was interested by that. Because she watches the Jenna and Julian podcast, and watches the video. Which I guess makes sense because they make a fucking video, and it's I'm sure they're doing stuff on camera and or whatever. So but I was like, well, we don't even have a video. It's just audio. So I didn't know what the difference was, but to each their own.
Yeah. When I listen to Joe Rogan, I listen to him on Google Podcasts because I can't find him on Spotify for some reason.
Is he not on there?
He should be. He's the biggest podcast out there.
Maybe they censored him.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I find us on Spotify, and we're on Google Podcasts too. But you have to Google us to get there. I can't go into Google Podcasts, search us up, and then pop up. We have to Google the Cliff Podcast, Google Podcast. It'll pop up, and then it'll bring us there. But I cannot find the page by searching it on the app.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So.
Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
You're probably the only person listening on Google Podcasts anyway.
Yeah.
Most of it is Apple and Spotify, which is fine. That's fucking plays are plays. If people are listening, that's all I give a shit about. But we are fucking here, and it's been what? How long has it been now since we actually did one?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, because we did both of them on that Monday, right?
Oh, filming wise?
Yeah. Because we took...
Yeah, we did Monday. Yeah, we did Monday 2 weeks from today is the... Oh, God, we're in a different month.
Fuck me.
Oh, never mind.
It was the 20th. No, 22nd? 23rd. 22nd.
The 19th was a Friday. 22nd.
22nd. It's been since the 22nd.
Yeah.
So, it's been almost 2 weeks. That's fucking crazy. Fucking... Okay, so first of all, because this is not that important, but we ran into each other at the mall yesterday.
Yes.
And I just thought that was really fucking funny because you were working with your children that are from up in Dahlonega, and
I took them to the Mall of Georgia.
Well,
because a couple exits down is that $3 movie theater. So I was like, we'll go there, because anything to keep them quiet for 2 hours.
I told my mom it was fucking smart. I was like, listen, they sit in the car for an hour, they walk the mall for a little while, have lunch, 2-hour movie,
and an
hour-long drive back. Day's over.
Yeah,
that's the whole day.
We got back at 4:30. We literally walked in the door. I said, clean your rooms. They said, okay. The dad walked in 15 minutes later. I said, peace.
Yeah. That was a smart fucking idea.
Thank you.
Did you guys go and see Pikachu?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu was really good. And, of course, the girl was like, I have to go to the bathroom. So I was like, fine. I walked her. I went to the bathroom. And I came back, and it was the time when Pikachu turned into Ryan Gosling. And the dad job was like, how the fuck did he come out? And I missed the entire, actual closing plot of it.
Ryan Reynolds.
What'd I say?
Ryan Gosling.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Who's Ryan Gosling?
Gosling is
he Notebook?
Notebook.
He's Notebook. All right.
Yeah. Reynolds is Green
Deadpool.
Lantern and Deadpool. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Same people.
Point is.
But yes.
Yeah. So you.
So I missed like that big thing.
That's like at the end too.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah. It was like.
She couldn't wait like 20 fucking minutes.
No, it was literally like 5 minutes later. We got back. The movie ended like maybe 5 minutes because then he gives him the little ticket and he goes, "I want to live with you," and then throws away. And then
that's the literal end of the movie.
Yeah. She couldn't wait 5 minutes.
What a bitch.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Hey. Yeah. She cusses at me though.
Yeah.
She's 8, dude. And I was getting really frustrated with her the other day, and she was eating her cereal. Or no, she was eating her corn dog, and every time she has a corn dog, the dog eats it. Because she just can't keep it on her plate. She, like, waves it around.
Yeah.
And there's a Great Dane who fucking...
is
like,
bigger than her.
13 times her size.
Yeah.
Eats it every time. And she complains every time. So I was like, no.
Learn from your mistakes.
I was like, you cannot have another corn dog. And she goes, I don't know where to put it. It's too hot. I go, put it on the fucking plate and push the plate in front of you. She goes, I don't know what to fucking do about it. And I go...
oh,
and I looked at her, I go, what? And she goes,
Whoa.
you heard me. I go, Jesus. I go, I don't want kids anymore.
Yeah. That's what I thought that's what I thought would come out of this job for you. Is
they
you not wanting
shave
kids.
years off your life.
You made me laugh so fucking hard though when we ran. So we ran into me and my mom went to the mall yesterday morning and we ran into Dante. It's a Thursday fucking I guess early afternoon at the mall. It's like 11:30 or 12 o'clock, and we run into Dante with the 3 kids that he's been watching, and I'm like, holy shit, because like we hadn't discussed that was gonna fucking happen, and the kids like are all quiet and they're shy and they're like too afraid to like even like look at us, like she's hiding behind you and shit. Yeah. And I'm laughing because I'm like, bitch, you pulled a knife on my friend like 3 weeks ago. Switch your energy back. I want to see that. I want to see it right now. Yeah. So, but she was so timid, and you were like, oh yeah, she rode the escalator for the first time because she's afraid of it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you did it. Were you scared? And she was like, and like hid behind. I was like, you pulled a knife on my you are fake as fuck. I was like, you were such a dirty little fucking liar. And then we like walk away from you, and I turn around for like 2 seconds, like, all right, see you. And you're like, all right, come on guys. And you go to grab her hand, and she's like the youngest one, right?
Yeah.
So you go to grab her hand, and she just falls to the floor, just doubles the fuck over, like and you were like, no, come on, and she went and just hit the deck. And I just started cracking up. My mom was like, what? I was like, he's never gonna have kids after these fucking kids.
I've texted my parents twice this summer. I was like, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not having grandkids. And both of them say they're different when they're your own, and I was like, I can understand that. But like, because like now they're like, I can't tailor them to how I want them.
Yeah, it's too late.
Like these kids, but like when my kids, I'm tailoring. I'm like making sure that they're how I want, because if they're not, then
just send them back.
Yeah, no, I'll send them to Joseph's house. And I'll be like, you want to go to Uncle Jojo's house? I'll have you build houses and rip up carpets for fun.
And never come back.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah, absolutely.
So like, I understand that aspect of it, but Jesus. Remember the first 2 weeks I was like, being a parent's easy as hell. All you gotta do is just feed them and then let them do shit.
You were talking all that shit. You were like, yep, I'll just feed them and then I leave them alone. They play video games.
Yep.
They're good.
They've had their PlayStation taken away for the last 3 weeks.
What did they do?
Oh, the dad just took it away for something.
Yeah.
So I've had to entertain them the entire 9 hours.
God damn. He really made your life harder for that.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
Just bring out your PlayStation.
Yeah, but it's so funny because they like, when I play, like sometimes they'll be upstairs and like they'll be behaving, so I'll like sneak down and I'll like play around or so, and they just like to watch me play. They don't even want to play. They just want to watch me, and I'm like, it's weird. It's
really fucking weird. I mean, even with like the kids that I had at my camp, like if I was playing a game on my phone, if one of them was sitting behind me,
want to watch it.
They just want to watch. Yeah. They have no interest in it. Like they don't have to know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. They'll just sit there and look at it and be like, oh, what is that? I'm like, but you're watching it. What do you fucking think it is? It's.
I'll be watching like YouTube videos and stuff, and they'll just be over my shoulders. I go, you guys can't watch this.
Fucking screen peekers. All those little kids are fucking screen peekers. I had to start getting onto some of them. Like, not that I was hiding anything on my phone. It's just fucking rude.
No, I mean, like if I want to watch porn in front of you guys, don't watch porn with me.
Fucking Christ. Oh my god. No, but like I
don't do that, future job employer.
Right. No, I was fucking. We need to just get like a compilation of all the times that you've had to like make a disclaimer for yourself, where you say some
there
whack
was one
shit.
episode where we said that
like 3 times at least, and like you just say whack shit, and then you're like, future employer, I don't actually do that.
Speaking of future employers, I have an interview next week with Defects.
Ooh, bitch.
Yeah, so
get it.
We'll see. Hopefully they don't discover this.
Oh my god, you know they will.
No, they won't. I hope not. My name's not attached to it.
Roll up on your fucking interview and they're like, so we wanted to ask you about these kids that you've been watching. You're like, yeah. They're like, so you hate them, you let them pull knives, you sneak rounds of PlayStation when their PlayStation's taken away, and you, checks notes, watch porn. You're like, no.
Look, I know it looks bad, but it wasn't hardcore porn.
It was it's YouTube porn where it was
XX videos.
Really, it's nothing if you think about it. They're just kissing in bed.
It was just heavy petting. It was a petting zoo.
It was a petting zoo. Petting zoo full. What animal? Lots of cats.
Homo sapiens.
Lots of cats.
Lots of cats.
Pussies, if you will. Oh my God. I'll say it if you won't. Fucking.
We're not doing it.
Nope. Dante's future employers. All of these things are true. Yeah. Oh, let me knock this weekly Dowboy plug out of the way real quick.
Oh my gosh. It's been 6 weeks since we've interviewed them.
Oh, I miss them though.
I know.
So, but the last time that we did an episode, they had like that show coming up at the bakery, like that weekend. And it was just, I just want to say it was a really fucking good show. The bands before them were cool. The opening act left like not too long after their set. Like they finished putting shit away and then they bounced, which is bad business. Kind of like a party foul.
Yeah, but don't you like wait for them like the entire show to be done?
Yeah, you stay the whole show. I mean, like, you know, especially with, it was a band that I know the girlfriend of one of the dudes, and like, you know, just she was telling me it's like, yeah, it's their first time like playing with like this kind of like this side of the Georgia DIY, like, you know, like we don't really. I was like, yeah, well, you know, and they played their set, and then like most of them bounced, not all of them. I think 1 or 2 of them stayed, but like a couple of them left, and I was like, that's fucking weird to do when you know that this is like your first time playing for like a lot of these people, and like
you kind of don't you want to make an impression?
Yeah, so I just thought that was weird, but no, they kicked ass. From what people that were at both shows told me, this was a better sounding show than the album release show. I don't know if that was like on like the booth or just they like had it more this night. I don't know, but it was a fucking hell of a show. It was their drummer's last show. He's like leaving for the military.
Sam?
Yeah.
He is officially?
Sam is actually going through with it apparently, yeah. So that was his last show with them. We'll see what they do to replace him. But they kicked ass that night. It was fucking cool. And on the topic of local shows, I just saw Clavicle on Monday night at the Drunken Unicorn. And I just saw Clavicle at the Drunken Unicorn on Monday night. They were opening for these bands called House and Home and Downhall, which were both from Virginia. Downhall was all right. They weren't bad. I enjoyed them, but I liked House and Home a lot. I really thought they were pretty fucking good. And Clavicle, like, they fucking killed it. It was my 5th time seeing them, I think. So that was cool. And the Toast and Jam Summer Block Party is tomorrow. Or I guess when this episode comes out in the morning. Today. Fuck, that's going to be a quick turnover. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, but that's tonight at the Toast and Jam studio in downtown Beaufort. It's the first anything that's happened at Toast and Jam Studios since it burned down back in February-ish. So super excited for that. It's a free show. 6 bands: Roseville, Pine Overcoat, 10th Row, Harm, Blurry, and Stay Here. So pretty fucking good bill. I don't know anything about Roseville or Pine Over. Well, I know who's in Pine Overcoat. I haven't listened to them. I don't know shit about Roseville. But the other 4 bands are fucking great. So for anybody who's listening to this day of that happens to be from the area, come out, hang out. They're grilling food. It's free. They're doing music. It's free. It's all going to be a good fucking time. So that's my DIY plug. My fucking
your weekly DIY.
My plug. Weekly DIY plug. I feel like that is kind of like a part of the show now. It's like weekly. Let's talk about our friends that play music type shit.
Yeah.
But they deserve it, you know. They're talented and they work hard, so like, you know, you gotta fucking love it. But yeah. Oh fuck, what else is going on?
Nothing. I was really too busy to even find points to talk about.
Yeah.
This week. It was just...
It's been fucking crazy. It really has. Everybody's getting ready to go back to school.
Yeah, I start the 19th. When do you start?
I start the 14th.
Okay.
I start on a Wednesday. They put us back in the middle of the fucking week, which is annoying, but whatever.
Yeah, at least you get to ease into a 3-day week. I get all fucking...
I mean, really a 2-day week. I don't have Friday classes.
All right, then I get all 5 days.
Yeah. I mean, I have my Wednesday, my Thursday, and then we'll have the weekend, and then auditions are on that Monday, the 19th, for the semester. So that's that. Yeah, no, but we go back. We move in on the 11th, so that's fucking next Sunday, which is also Sydney's birthday.
And Joe Rogan's.
Is it Joe Rogan's?
Yeah.
They have the same birthday?
Yeah, I know. Sydney's so lucky.
That's crazy, yeah. Oh, happy early birthday to both of them. Fuck. Yeah, we're fucking getting ready to go back to school. You have one more semester.
I know.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's going to be the worst semester of my life.
You think so?
Yeah, I have school 5 days a week. If I land this internship, which best case scenario I do, knock on wood, I'll have that like 4 days a week, and then I have to work, so I'm going to be working 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So like, you won't see me this semester. I'll be working or doing something 1 day every week.
It's gonna be fucking brutal.
Yeah, like it's gonna be worth it though, because from what I've heard, if I do land the internship, half the time they just hire the interns. Like,
Nice.
since they know that they're getting their degree, they won't even wait for you to get your degree. They'll just hire you and just be like, you're getting your degree in like 3 weeks.
Pretty dope.
So there's an 80% chance that I just stay with them and just get hired.
Hell yeah.
Best case scenario, but it's just the hell that I'm gonna have to go through.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to make it easier on me, and like, I don't even know. Like, so I have to take 5 classes to graduate. I'm registered for 6, so I can drop 1 of like the heaviest load and just like keep the light ones. But if I turn the internship through like and do it through the school, then I get to drop another class. I only take 4, but then I have to write 3 pages every week about what I did that week.
Oh, but that's not bad though.
No, but like, would I rather do like maybe 2 projects in the paper or 3 pages every week?
But the 3 pages, at least, it's not like you don't have to do like any like, you know, research or any like analysis. It's literally just like a journal. Like, it's like, this is what I've been doing.
It might be. It changes every semester because every year, because there's a different professor in charge of it.
Sure.
But given the time that I have my internship interview, which is the 7th, school starts the 19th, so I have 12 days to get all those questions answered through that person. So if it's like manageable enough, then I'll just take 4 classes this semester, and then that's going to be
that's golden.
That's going to be easy. And then, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, with my internship course this summer, I just had to write like 3 like 1-page-ish journal entries a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's really like, it's so much easier than it sounds when you like actually start writing shit down. Yeah. I mean, granted, like working with that many kids, like there was never really a shortage of material to like go in there and be like, these kids were fucking bonkers today, like whatever. But it ends up going by a lot quicker than you think it will, because you don't have to sit there and think about it. Like, you know what's been going on.
I think it's also going to be easier because I was never used to like going through life and just like jotting shit down.
Yeah.
But since the podcast has started, I'm always like on the look of like stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
So I think it'll be easier now that I'm just used to always like putting stuff down, making bullet points about things to remember.
The notes app in my phone has like been lit on fire recently. Like, I just keep finding new reasons to use it.
Yeah.
Like podcast stuff, fucking stand-up material, fucking TikTok material in case I ever go and do that.
No.
So here's my thing. I don't know if I'm going to yet. I really don't. I haven't made a decision yet. Right now I'm leaning no because it's still TikTok.
Yes.
But TikTok has become a lot more like Vine, like recently.
You gotta upsell this to me.
Yeah, so I have to upsell it to myself if I'm ever gonna do it.
Upsell this to me.
Like, so Cassie has one now.
Yes.
And so she shows me a lot of like, she'll send me links to a lot of them, and I told her to actually stop sending me so many of them because it was just like, I'm like, I just don't fucking want to watch all this stuff.
Yeah.
So like, and some of them I just don't think are good, but like there is some pretty funny stuff, and like people have taken a lot of like what Vine was and just brought it to TikTok, and like the music stuff, I mean, it's still there, and there are still the people that take it seriously like that, and they're like, I want to be a TikToker who moves to the music and bites my lip with my hat on, fucking whatever.
21 Pilots, skull face kid.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that was. Like those things still exist, but there's clearly a whole, like, other side now of TikTok that, like, can be, like, for what Vine was, and I didn't ride the Vine wave until it was dead. Like, I waited until the Rest in Peace Vine compilations came out to actually start, like, appreciating what Vine was.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes she'll send me shit and I'll be like, that's pretty fucking funny. And then, like, you know, I'm like, damn, I could probably fucking do that easily. Like, and then, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not as, like, I guess the idea of it isn't as cringy as it was last year. Like, if you had talked to me about it this time last year, or, like, even, like, a couple months after that, like, closer to the end of 2018, like, when we were watching the cringe compilations and shit at my apartment, like, that's when it was only funny if you found the side of TikTok that was people clowning the people that were the majority.
Yeah.
You know, but now those people aren't the majority so much anymore. So now it's mostly people, like just shitting on each other, or, like, making vines, really. So, like, that's where I'm like, okay, maybe I make it, see what's going on, and then if it's fucking stupid, then I just delete it. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? But like, if it has become more of, like, a Vine type platform, and it's, like, actual, like, there's people putting out good content, then, like, okay, like, maybe I think about, like, doing shit on here, you know what I mean? Because from what people say, TikToks go viral more quickly than any other content they've ever seen. Like, if you just put a couple of fucking tags on there, you'll get a couple thousand loops. Like, it's nothing.
All right, so we're just going to make a Cliff podcast one, like, in an hour, and just wait for it.
And just fucking see what happens. I mean, yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, I talked about it, and, like, a couple of people on Twitter were like, oh, you should do it. You should do it. Like Amanda. Shout out Amanda, who's probably, hopefully, stoked that we're back.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
Hopefully there are a few people who are stoked, but we'll take what we can get.
Imagine I, like, message Amanda. I'm like, hey, dude, podcast is back. And she's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, she goes,
you took a week off and you're a piece of shit now. Like, no, but, like, I know that she tweeted me when I was like, I tweeted something that I was like, if I make a TikTok, y'all have to promise that I will pop off immediately or I'm out. And she was like, dude, you would be so good at that. And I was like, you also said that we'd be good at doing a podcast. And, like, I don't fucking know how that's going right now. I don't fucking know. I think it's going fine. I think we actually do well. I think it just hasn't reached people yet.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think we're still in the mix of, like, topics to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had, when we first started, we had, like, you know, the top 10 bands, artists, then we had conspiracies, and then we had a really busy week, so we talked about that, and then we talked about, like, ass splinters and glory holes.
Yeah,
and we had the Callous Dowboy interview. So we had, like, and now, like, I think we just need more topics. 'Cause I would love to talk about sports and video games, like all the weird shit, like, that me and you talk about, like, privately. But the audience right now that we have, although we love and appreciate them,
don't stop listening.
Yeah,
because he still likes you. He just
I do. I didn't realize I worded it that wrong.
Yeah.
God.
Right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's gonna be like episode 304. Like, remember
when we took a week off because you were an ass?
Yeah, but no, it's just, like, you know, the audience we have right now, that sports and video games, from what we've seen so far, does not catch their interest. So, but I feel like we found some topics to talk about that, like, both we want to discuss and they want to listen to. It'd be.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Julian and Dom a couple of days ago about it, and I think it was Julian that asked me, like, have you considered, like, going and picking a topic and, like, solidifying, like, this is our topic, like, that's what our podcast is. And, like, no. And I told him this. I was like, no, like, I don't think we should do that. Like, I mean, like, there are podcasts that works really great for, but also it puts you in a box. So, like,
we don't have a genre. Like,
no, and I don't really want to, because, like, we don't have a core audience that likes one thing. Like, we're not, like, an established, like...
We don't even have an established audience, really, yet.
That's also pretty true. Like, all of our, you know, like, it's not like, okay, all of the people we know through music, so we're going to make a music podcast. Or all the people we know through sports, we're going to make a sports podcast. Like, we don't have one thing. It's like, okay, well, some of the people that are listening are into theater. Some of them are into sports. Some of them are into music. Some of them are into glory holes. Like fucking whatever, you know? Like, so it's hard to like say like, yeah, let's settle into one thing and stick to that, because then like that, like, for all we know, that might just fucking take out like the rest of the audience. Like, if we're doing sports and like only 3 people that are currently watching or listening for sports, that doesn't, like, I don't think that guarantees that we grow, you know? I think that actually is more likely to make us not, like, to make us shrink. So I don't know, I like the idea of just coming on and fucking talking.
Yeah, no, and I mean, whether we go on and just start talking, it would, like, in the beginning we had outlines of like what we want to discuss, so I feel like we could go back to those and just have some topics.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I really don't want to be the podcast that goes, today is sports and tomorrow is sports and the next week is sports. And
I mean, honestly, there's just not always enough to talk about. Like,
no.
Some days there's a fuck ton to talk about, you know, but like, and not just with sports, like with anything. Like, some days are like really news heavy and really like eventful, and you can have a lot of content, but then like, you know, the following week it might just be fucking nothing.
I mean, we were discussing sports last week, and this week was the trade deadline. So, like, players were moving from team to team.
Free agency in the NHL, like the preseason in the NFL is about to start. Like, there are things happening.
We had some stuff to talk about this week, but next week, when all this is over with, you're just like...
Well, and, like, think about, like, have you ever tried to watch a sports league run their account when they're in the off-season?
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh, it's
They
brutal.
just recycle things they did during... Like, I follow a New York Jets fan page.
Yeah.
And he gives us updates and stuff. And literally, all he did for, like, this off-season was, like, Robbie Anderson has this many yards. What do you think he'll get this next season?
Yeah, like,
and
dude,
I'm like,
I don't want you to post that.
Yeah.
Like, it's brutal. That's why I don't follow too many of those pages, because it's like, well, when we're not in season, like, and it's not like the heat of free agency or like the trade deadline or whatever else is going on. Like, that first couple of weeks after like the season is over in any league, their social media presence is garbage,
because you can't do anything.
I mean, what are you gonna say?
Even the NHL right now is like doing the best gifts of every team.
Well, they always do the 31 and 31, which I think is pretty cool.
No, they do 30
and 30. They just started 31 and 31 because they just added a 31st team, and then they'll do 32 and 32.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be in a box, but definitely want to look into more topics.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
like, I want to do another conspiracy episode.
We should get somebody else on that.
Yeah, we should
bring somebody in for that.
We should. Mm-hmm. Who? That'd be cool.
Yeah. We should bring somebody in.
I want more guests. Like, I just want literally, and it'd be easy for us to do like we're a music podcast because we know.
So,
a lot
yeah,
of people
I
do,
mean,
but then that puts us in that box.
Right, and like we have a couple of those lined up, but then it's a matter of like waiting for them to be ready, which is like so.
And us to be ready, especially with school starting soon.
It's gonna get more difficult.
It's gonna be difficult, but
so yeah, I mean, because like I have talked to a couple of people in different bands and a couple of like individual artists about coming on and like when they have their new shit coming out, like promoting it, and like. They're all about it. Like, we're great. We're excited. Like, let's do it. And then it's okay. So, like, you know, when do you think this is going to be? And they're like, well, you know, and then like the music industry is the music industry. And like, you might think that you're going to be ready in 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, like, something happens and you need 6 more. Like, these are things that happen. And like, you know, like it doesn't bother us at all. It's just like that's when it becomes like, fuck, like, okay, we're supposed to be a music podcast and we're trying to have like specifically a spotlight every week on like the locals. But there's nothing going on with the locals this week. You know what I mean? It's like, then what the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
So it just gets tricky, and it's so much easier to just like come in here and be like, we can talk about anything we want, and our audience is never going to be like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to us, you're listening because
hopefully you just enjoy us.
Hopefully you just like think that we have fucking reasonable shit to say or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But okay, so this is my only like big topic. Oh well, fuck. Okay, let me leave that for the main event. The main event is going to be about the Echosmith stuff. That'll be
okay.
But but first, we wrapped up camp last week.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to Theatrical Outfit for giving me that opportunity to be at that camp, because it was fucking awesome. Like, those kids I mean, they were a fucking lot. They were a lot. They were exhausting. There were so many of them. Like, and you know, it's just they're rising 5th to rising 10th graders. So there's so many different things going on in their lives, and like some of them are still young enough to like pitch a fit if they lose at a game, and you're like, okay, I kind of understand that you're like 11 years old, and like you're kind of still young enough that that's almost okay. You know, like you haven't really figured out how to like manage that yet. Some of them are like 13, 14 and like are like just starting to hit like the massive stages of puberty and are like getting their period in the middle of the camp and like don't know how to handle it because like this is brand fucking new. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's the kids that are 16 and fucking hate everything except like they don't. Like they were actually, none of them were really like that. But like they're fucking angsty and like they, you know, how do you like do things that are young enough for a 10-year-old to understand, but old enough that a 16-year-old doesn't feel stupid doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's still that like self-consciousness. Mm-hmm. So that was a challenge, but it was like a super cool challenge. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really glad that I got to do it. Those kids were great. The rest of the staff was really fucking cool. It was all a lot of fun. The show went really well. We had the first ever sold out show in Summer Stage history for the last show of the little weekend run. So that was cool. Like they've apparently never done that in like the 5 years of the program. So, you know, that was exciting. Kids were crying at the end because they were sad that they had to leave, which from what I was told by the other people that have been there, that's never happened before. Like they've never seen kids actually cry at the end of the camp. So like, I think that's a testament to like them having a good, a really good time, which is really good to see. Some of them wrote us like really sweet little like cards and notes and stuff, and it's just nice to see that like you're having like an impact on them like that, you know. So that was cool. Those kids were fucking great. Shout out to all of them. Yeah, I mean, good kids.
Yeah, I mean, I had it's weird when you make an impact on a kid.
Yeah,
like,
isn't it?
It feels a lot better than you
expected to.
Yeah, than you expected, because like Cole, the middle child, was like misbehaving one day. So I was like, Cole, can you just go in your room? Like, just go in your room, calm down. You can come back out. And like, I went up to his room and he's like in his bed crying. And I'm like, Cole, I'm like, what's wrong, buddy? I was like, I just told you to calm down. You're just hyper, just, you know. And he was like, I start school next week, and when I start school, that means you're moving out, and then you're gonna leave, and you'll never see me, and you'll never talk to me. And he was like, I was like, buddy.
Oh man.
I was like, buddy, I'm living here till December. Yeah. And like his face like lit up, and he was like, "What?" And Camden goes, "Yeah, he was crying about that last night too." And then Lizzie was like, "I cried about it too," and he was like, "Yeah, I know." And like they wanted me to all know that they were like really upset I was leaving.
Fuckers. Yeah.
And I was like, how can I be mad at you guys? I was like,
that's
really
sweet. Yeah. No, they almost made me cry on either Thursday or Friday, one of those. But then they got me on Saturday when they were crying. It wasn't like a sob. I had like 2 really long
you had glassy
tears.
eyes?
No, I had 2 really long tears come out because so one of the moms of one of the kids, the kid's name was Kennedy, and her mom, she came in every morning just super ridiculously hyper, like just super stoked to see everybody, like smiling and really energetic, and like I mean you've probably never met a person with this much energy. And she sustains it all day somehow, because then she comes to pick the kid up at the end of the day and is still that excited. And she's like hugging people and she's like, "Hey, oh my God, how are you? Oh, love that shirt. Oh my God, are you guys excited to be here? This is so cool." Like, she's so sweet. She's always so. And like some of the kids, like after she would leave, would be like, "Whoa." And like we would all kind of be like, "Whoa," but like we would, like the counselors and the staff, we were kind of like, I fucking needed that today, you know? So she was like really nice, and we saw her every morning and every afternoon at the end of the day. She was the only parent that got out with their kid in the morning of the car to like say hey to everybody. Everybody else just got like dropped off or like they walked in from the MARTA, so like, you know, whatever. But so, you know, we saw a lot of her, and at like the end of the second to last week, she wrote all of the counselors letters being like, I wanted to thank you for like how much you've done for Kennedy and like for all the kids, and like Kennedy says that she really likes these couple of things about you, you know, blah, 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 and like telling us to keep in touch, and like if, you know, if you're doing shows in the future, we want to come see them, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And she like got us Dunkin' Donut gift cards, which was fucking like super nice, you know. I was like, it was just really like generous and stuff like that, because, you know, it's not like a thankless job, but like you don't always feel the gratitude from the parents so much because you don't interact with them, so it's just like whatever. And then we get to like opening night, and we're talking to her afterwards, and she's like, you guys just don't understand like how much of an impact you have on these kids. Like they love you. Like Kennedy comes home and talks about how great this is and blah blah. And Kennedy was one of like the quietest kids, like barely ever talked, like just, which like in a way is good because she was behaved. Like she didn't talk out. She was very, very nice to everybody, got along with everybody super well, but just very quiet, very reserved. And like so to hear her mom being like, she comes home and like can't stop talking about how great you guys are and like blah 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 and how much fun she has, like that's really awesome to see, you know what I mean? And then so that almost got me on Friday, but then on Saturday, the one of the youngest kids, her name is Nancy, she's like a short little Spanish girl. She's like super quiet too, but like super funny and like super nice to everybody, and like everybody loves her because she's adorable. And she's crying as she's like out in the lobby, and we didn't know why, because she was like sobbing hard. So we were like, Nancy, what's wrong? And she like wouldn't stop, and we were like, what happened to you? Or like, are you okay? She's like, and we're like, are you just sad because the camp is over? And she's like, and she starts hugging all of us, and we're like, oh no. And she like almost went to leave, and then like came back and like was crying more and hugging us more, and was like, where's Sonny? I have to say bye to Sonny one more time. So we get Sonny to come back out from where he was, and like then he's in there like hugging her, and she's hugging all of us and taking pictures with us and everything. And like, and then Kennedy comes back in. She had been outside, and she comes back in, and she starts crying and like hugging like the counselors. And then her mom is in there with her, and she's like, see, this is what I was telling y'all yesterday, like you guys just have such an impact on these kids, like they love you, and you do so much for them, and like, you know, like look how much you mean to them. And it just like, I just like lost it for like a second. Like 2 really big tears came out, and I was like, fuck, I love these kids, man. Like they were so cool. And it's just really, it's like, it's special to like know that you like can make a kid feel that way.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. When I was like 11, 12, I never remember looking up to like a high school / college kid and just being like, I want to be like you, or like, thank you for being important. Like, I never, and now I'm around, 11, 12-year-olds, so I'm like, oh, cool, you guys actually like me.
Yeah.
Like today I had a parent conversation with Camden, and like he actually listened.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Well, and I was talking to like a couple of the parents outside especially after the last night, because there's like that end of camp feeling where everybody's really like all in their feels and all in their emotions. So like I talked to a couple of parents on that last day that were like just really wanting to make sure that we knew like how thankful they were for like everything that we did, and like that like the kids loved it. A lot of kids that were first timers were like apparently like already like wouldn't shut up about coming back for next year, and like, they weren't sure about it in the beginning, but now they're like 100% all in. Like they love this place. They can't wait to be back. They want to see everybody. Like the first couple of days in a row after the camp ended, a couple of them like would like send me pictures on Instagram of them hanging out. And I was like, that's so cool to like see that, because y'all didn't know each other before, and now you're hanging out like every day outside of the camp, and I think that's fucking awesome. So like, it's cool. It was really cool, and I don't know if I could have asked for like a better group of kids, So it was cool. So shout out Summer Stage, man. Shout out to all the kids and to the counselors and to the staff and all the fucking people that work in there. It was fucking cool. And if I don't have another job lined up, like a full-time, like whatever professional theater job, like then I will definitely be looking into going back, because like it was just a really cool experience. So
yeah, no, you seem to enjoy it.
It was great. Yeah, fucking exhausting.
Oh, I bet.
Naps every day after I got home. Sometimes naps on the highway on the way home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time. Even watching 3 kids. When the dad walks in, I go downstairs and I sleep until they wake me up for dinner.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, they're like, I've always had a problem with like staying awake on the road. Yeah. Like I have a problem with staying awake on the road when I'm doing the same drive that I've done a lot of times before, and it's just like repetitive and like whatever. So sometimes I have to like change up my route to stay awake, because then I'm more alert of like, okay, I don't know where I am, so I need to like be paying attention. But like that commute back from Atlanta, you really can't change your route too much. Like there's a couple of roads you can use, you know what I mean? So like you have to end up on the interstate. And in that traffic at the end of a long day, and then you're in the car in the sun, like it's just brutal. So like I've never really reached a point where I actually had to pull off and like stop and like get a drink or like get something to keep myself busy to stay awake until this camp, because I like couldn't have done it without like that coffee or that McDonald's or whatever the fuck I was getting. Like that's how exhausting it was. I don't think that I would be able to do that sort of thing. I feel like I'd have to relocate closer to the city to like be able to do jobs there, just to avoid the commute.
Like Sydney wants to work in Atlanta because clinical psychology and all this big stuff.
She doesn't listen. We can talk shit.
And I'm like, I hope she does it. I mean,
yeah,
I'll be set. I get a new car and everything. She'll be making all the money. But I'm like, dang, I don't want to live close to Atlanta because I hate Atlanta. But I don't even plan on living in Georgia. For much longer at all.
Yeah.
But
well, and what a lot of people do in the theater community is that they end up living not in Atlanta, but like in a suburb somewhere nearby, like Chamblee or Decatur, just to like live closer, but like not have the Atlanta cost of living, but still not have to do like a shitty commute and like potentially be able to take MARTA depending. So
never again.
I've only ever done it once, and I was like a little kid. So like
I hated it.
I mean, it seems like a fucking hot mess, and a lot of the kids at the camp do it, and I was like, y'all are braver than me, because
fuck that.
Jesus.
No. When we went to the Atlanta United parade, when they won the championship, me, Nigel, and Sam took the MARTA, and of course there was it's rows of two, and of course they get the 2 seats because they just got in there first, and I had to sit next to a sleeping homeless person.
God damn it!
And I'm like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, like please don't lean on me.
And they smell so bad. I feel bad for saying this story, but like they're not gonna listen to the podcast.
Wouldn't that be fucking nuts?
Yeah. And I mouth the words, "They smell like shit." And Nigel goes, "They smell like shit?" And I go, "Nigel, shut the because they're sleeping."
Nigel thing to
Nigel,
do.
if you wake them up, I swear to fuck.
You can handle it, Nigel.
Like,
you can
I go, that's your battle, not mine. Nope.
Fuck. Oh my god.
And Sam goes, "Dante, what?" And I go, Sam,
you can fight
and
them.
they're like trying to wake him up, and I'm like, no,
assholes.
No. I was like, no.
Absolute assholes.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The only time I've ever been on MARTA is I was like a young kid, and apparently from what my mom tells me, because I was a young kid and just trying to like be respectful to adults, which by the way, kids, let this be your lesson to not always have to listen to fucking adults. Don't always listen to what your parents teach you, because sometimes they're fucking wrong.
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh, by the way, MARTA is like a subway/train if people who are not out of the...
Fair enough, yeah. For people who are from not here, MARTA is like the subway, essentially, for Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not under... Does it go underground at all? All the train tracks I've seen are above ground. It's like the train transit.
There's MARTA buses and there's also MARTA trains. Yeah. They're all... Well, the trains are underground, yeah.
Really?
There are stations that are underground, because I had to walk a couple of the kids
They go both. Yeah. I boarded one underground. So, they're both above and underground.
There's buses and trains. There's a bunch of lines. It's like, I mean, like if you've ever been on like any train or bus system in like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, any of those, it's the same.
Similar.
It's the same shit. So the only time that I have ever been on it was when we were like brand new here. I don't remember what the context was, but like apparently we're sitting there on the MARTA, and somebody who's trying to like scam people, obviously, and like beg for money or whatever the fuck, stands up and is like, "Excuse me, everybody, could I please have your attention?" Which, as an adult, you now know, no, you may not have my fucking attention. But my ass at like 6 years old, I was like, "Mom, listen." And she was like, "Huh? No, stop."
Yeah,
and I was like,
"Fucking listen."
I was like, "Mom, he asked for our attention." And she was like, "Jared, shut the fuck up." And like, now I understand why.
Yeah.
But like, no, that was like where and then like, I remember we were on the subway in New York when I was probably in 5th grade, somewhere around there. We're on the subway in New York, and some woman stands up and is like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah. This is my life, and this is why I need your money." And then she was like, "So I'm selling these candles that I made at home, and if you want to come and smell them, I have like this scent, this scent, this scent, this scent, blah, 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 blah." And like, I was like, "Mom, we should buy a candle." She was like, "No." I was like, "Mom, we should buy a candle." She said that she has all those scents, Mom. We should at least go smell them. We should at least go. She was like, "No." And I got so upset, but now I understand.
Yeah, does this candle smell like chloroform to you?
You know? Yeah, does this candle smell like, come here?
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's all you hear.
Yeah.
No,
why am I in a basement?
Why do I feel like someone took my fucking liver out? I was trying to smell the balsamic vinaigrette candle.
Am I in Brooklyn? Well, you're in a basement in Brooklyn.
By the way, balsamic vinaigrette candle is what I came up with for the scent that they were selling me on.
I noticed it,
but
I had Brooklyn on my mind, so I was like, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Future theater companies who are trying to hire me. If you need to know how my improv skills are, I was trying to think of a scent that would sell me to get me fucking kidnapped and sold into the black market. Balsamic vinaigrette.
Be fair, if someone said this candle smells like balsamic vinaigrette, I'd be interested.
I'd be a little interested just like by the logistics.
I also said that there was a basement in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that doesn't happen
Which
either.
doesn't happen.
No, not a chance. Maybe in fucking like Ithaca.
Ithaca? Yeah,
Ithaca,
there's a imaginary basement in Brooklyn filled with balsamic vinaigrette candles, and we're chained to the wall missing livers.
Yeah.
On episode 6 of the podcast.
Could you imagine fucking like we put out episode like 23 and you just hear, guys, you're never gonna fucking believe this. The episode is just called SOS. We don't even put the intro clip in there, not even the like, hey guys, welcome. You just hear us, they took our fucking livers. And then you just calm as fuck in the background. Candle did smell like balsamic vinaigrette. Not the fucking point. Not the fucking point.
No, Jared, seriously, smell it. You smell like get knocked out again.
I smell it, and then you just hear my head hit the concrete. You're like, Jared? Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Guys, you are never going to believe Jared got knocked out because he went... and then I fall asleep. We wake up for episode 27. We're missing our colons.
You just hear... They fucking sniffed it again? Other dude walks in. Yeah, they've been fucking sniffing it every couple of hours. Like, we're just dumb as
and
fuck.
And then he like leans in and goes, "Take care of yourselves."
They've been studying. They're like, all right, thanks for jumping off the cliff. Take care of yourselves. And then they fucking send the episode out.
Some sketchy ass kidnapping.
God
with
damn it.
balsamic vinaigrette candles.
They make the title and everything. They're like, sketchy ass kidnapping with balsamic vinaigrette, and everyone's like, oh, those wacky titles.
No, it's just nothing sususpicious. It's titled
totally not a kidnapping.
titled not a kidnapping.
They fucking upload a preview clip. And it's just us. Oh my god, your liver, fuck. Screaming.
No, they upload the intro clip. Hey guys, it's going to sound really suspicious.
Hey guys, sorry if we sound a little weird. We're trying out a new voice changing technique program on the iOS.
It's like, doesn't Jared have a fucking PC? Doesn't he have a Lenovo?
That's hilarious.
The iOS program? Something doesn't sound right about this. Macy's like getting texts from people like, hey, you listen to their podcast. That's not them, right? Macy's like, yeah, that's them.
Claudia goes, can I be on it? And the guy's like, maybe next week.
My God.
We fucking wake up. It's like Claudia's in the basement with us.
She's like, dog, I don't know what happened.
Eventually, our entire audience.
All of our friends are in there.
Fucking the Dow Boys are doing a basement show. We're all chained to the wall.
They're playing a show. And, Carson gets wacky on stage. So they go to, like, do some crazy shit. And they just accidentally sniff a candle and fucking fall over. The dudes that are running this operation come down. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, we've gotten off the rails on this.
Instead of calling for help, I call Carson on Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, hey, there's this sick basement in Brooklyn that you should come play a show at. Just totally missed the mark on what we need to be doing. Fuck. We're playing the Balsamic Vinaigrette dungeon. DM a punk for the address.
Where was this going?
Marta. It was going on Marta.
That's hilarious.
Fuck, man. Marta's gross.
That's our title. Balsamic vinaigrette candles.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, okay. Okay, so here, let's do the main event.
Alright, let's wrap it up. We promised that we said this episode is going to be 30 minutes long as easing our way in.
We should have
I guess
known.
not.
We should have known.
Oh well. Hope you enjoyed that scenario.
Hope you enjoyed the idea of us being chained to a wall in a Brooklyn basement smelling chloroform-scented, balsamic vinaigrette-scented candles. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So now to switch from something absolutely ridiculous to something fucking dark.
Yeah, I'm interested in
so
this.
Echosmith.
Rarely interested in the controversy.
So this broke today.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull up the receipts to make sure that I get the
today being
today is in
August
2nd, Friday the 2nd.
August 2nd, 2019
is when this came out. So I'm gonna make sure that I can find the post, but I'm gonna start talking about it.
According to that story, we should be in the Brooklyn basement in 13 episodes.
That's what I've heard.
Which is funny because I'll be in What's 13 weeks from now?
Like 3-ish months. Like 3 months from now. So like November, beginning of November.
Almost December?
No, like early November.
I was going to say, because I'm like going to New York in December.
Oh, fuck's sake. Don't go to Brooklyn. Okay, so this thing came out about Echosmith.
Is it true or untrue? Like,
No, there's evidence.
Okay.
And so, fucking, what am I thinking? So Graham, the drummer, he is our age, 20 years old.
Okay.
So here's let me say the facts first. Let me give you the facts before we start diving into like some of the stuff. So Graham is the drummer. Echosmith is of course a family band. They're all related. Graham is 20. I'm almost positive he's on the autism spectrum. I'm almost positive that was at one point confirmed.
Okay.
But I tried to research it earlier and couldn't find like an article about it or anything like that. But I was talking to one of my friends, and she said she's also like a pretty big fan of them. And she was talking about how she thought that she had seen a family member confirm it once, but couldn't. Like she tried to backtrack and find it and couldn't find it. But he's very, very socially awkward. He's very sort of that stuff. So like they're like the signs are there, but I don't have 100% official confirmation. Travis Barker from Blink-182.
Okay.
He has a daughter.
Okay.
And her name is Alabama Luella Barker, which is quite a name. She is 13 years old.
Okay.
DMs come out of Graham messaging her dating all the way back to September of 2016.
So she'd be 10?
She would be like 10 or 11, and he would be about 17, 18. And so here, this is the screenshot that this is the screenshots that she posts. And the caption that she put on her story, she put these on her Instagram story, and the caption was, "Hey guys, so once again, I am bringing this to your attention because I'm a 13-year-old girl and he is 21/20, super creepy." Graham DMs her. It's not the first one.
Is she saying like I'm 13 now?
Currently 13.
Okay.
She's currently 13. And there are messages. You can see that there's at least one message before the screenshot is taken, but it's the same length in terms of like the chat bubble, so you can assume that it's the same message. On September 16th, 2016, he says, "Hi," just hi. September 19th, "Hi," still just hi. September 23rd, 2016, "By the way, I'm Graham from Echosmith, and I think you're beautiful." So this is where it's like, ooh. And then from what it's from the screenshot that she posts, nothing again until July 12th of this year. So just a couple of weeks ago. No message, just an evite to a family barbecue. It's like a click here to RSVP thing. Whatever. She replies on the 21st, so like a week and a half later, and goes, "You're like 40." Which is such a 13-year-old response.
Insult. Yeah, because to us, they're like, "You're like 12." And then to us,
you're like 40.
We're 40.
But he says, "I just wanted to say, I really like your music, and sorry for messaging, and I'm 20. Probably just clarifying that he is not 40.
She makes music?
Yes, she does.
Is it as bad as her father's?
I don't know. I've never listened. But she does make music. She's like an aspiring quote-unquote musician. Of course, she's Travis Barker's daughter, so like...
she will be famous in about a year.
Well, she's already verified on Instagram, so...
Oh, God. Okay.
But so he says, "Yeah, I just wanted to say I really like your music, and sorry for messaging, and I'm 20. To which she responds, "Okay, but you understand I'm a child, ? And that's... She doesn't post any other screenshots. That's like the bottom of the message. So it's bad. It's not good. Like, no matter how you spin it, it's weird. Like, the good news about it, if we can take anything inherently good away from it, is that he never said anything, like, inherently sexual. He never made any exact advance at her. The constant messaging her, like, especially when he was, like, 17 and she was, like, 10 or 11, and then saying, "By the way, I'm Graham from Echosmith, and I think you're beautiful." Again, that's in September of 2016. He's like 17, 18-ish, and she's like 10, 11-ish. And to call an 11-year-old that you don't know beautiful in that context, in like an Instagram DM, and you've never spoken to her, and you're 7 years older than her, it's bad. Like...
No, I agree.
Yeah, so like, again, the good news is from the screenshots that she posts, there's nothing... That is
if he's on
bad.
the spectrum, he might not know though.
Right, and so that's where the conversation is like going for me is like, you know, I'm always gonna side. Initially, I'm always gonna side with like whoever is like accusing, especially because she does have screenshot evidence. Like this has happened. This is not. And he makes an apology. This is a statement that he made. When I found out this is Travis Barker, first of all. When I found out a 20-year-old man was trying to get in touch with my 13-year-old daughter by filling her Instagram messages with party invites and compliments, I was disgusted. That's predatory behavior, and there's nothing cool, normal, or okay about it at all. And then blah, blah, blah. And then Graham says that he invited Alabama to his parents' big family barbecue along with many other people, and that it wasn't until she responded that I realized her age, at which point I apologized to her. He continues, I'm really sorry and feel very badly about this. I didn't realize she was a minor and assumed she was my age. I made a careless mistake, and this is a big lesson for me. I would like to apologize again to Alabama, her dad Travis, and her family.
And her cousin Tennessee, and her second cousin Arkansas.
Yeah. So that is pretty much the story. And then there were some people debating whether whether she actually looks older, whether or not that fucking matters, which to me it doesn't.
No, but we always try to make the woman less of a victim. Mm-hmm. By we, I mean society.
Yes. Like the general world. Yeah. A lot of people but if you look at, this, the people won't be able to see it, but this is a picture of her in 2016. There's no way that she looks 17,
She looks
18.
like Kylie when she was 9.
She looks like a 10-year-old girl. Yeah. Straight up. There's no debating that. And then when she's 13, she looks like what 13-year-old girls look like right now. Which, do they do more makeup than 13-year-old girls did when we were 13? Maybe.
The 8-year-old I watch puts makeup on every day.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah. I'm just, but that's kind of what people are saying and shit.
But
and also, hold on.
This whole spectrum thing is the thing that's going to matter.
Yes, but so hold on. Let me make sure that I'm correct about this before I say it, because you assume that because it's the daughter of a famous person. Yes, you can.
You can Google it?
You can Google her age. If you just type in Alabama Barker age, comes right up.
Yeah.
She was born in 2005. She's 13 years old. It takes that long.
Yeah.
It takes 3 seconds. So there's, that's a part of the argument that people that are upset with him are making is and I don't know if they're factoring in the fact that he's on the spectrum or whatever. I don't know.
I hope for this case that he is on the spectrum.
I'm almost positive that he is.
If he's socially awkward, he wouldn't have gotten those social cues.
And there's something that Cassie and I were discussing about it that was she was saying he must be high functioning if he is, because he can handle being on a drum set and at a loud concert and blah, blah. And I was like, that's totally true. That doesn't mean that he might not have other things that don't process correctly or don't compute correctly. And I'm not trying to excuse this shit at all.
Oh, this is such a Sydney conversation.
Is it really?
Yeah, autism?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, Sydney would rip this apart.
She would definitely know a lot more about it than I think. But it's just... it's hard because, Cassie has a really good point. He's obviously high-functioning enough to... be able to manage himself, and they his family and his because their mom manages them and shit. Their family allows him to be out at the meet and greets, and he doesn't ever, from what I've never seen anything about him having to step away from a meet and greet because he's overwhelmed or overstimulated. He's clearly high functioning.
Yeah.
So
it makes no point on why he couldn't Google or just know.
Or, just know better.
Yeah. No,
And so, again, the good news is that he didn't say anything, inherently sexual or disgusting.
Like our last night.
Oh, boy. Yeah. There's that. But the excessively saying hi is, you could either chalk that up to the fact that he's on the spectrum and just wants to, be friends with someone and doesn't understand. Or it could be that he's trying to slide in her DMs. You don't know what his intentions are, regardless of what he's.
Because didn't he say hi twice?
More than twice,
or 2 or 3 times, and then took 3 years off, and then messaged her again.
So it was I don't know. So again, like at the top of the first screenshot, it's cut off, but you can see that it's the same length as all the other high chat bubbles.
Yeah.
So I don't know what date that is from. But the first one that you see is September 16th, 2016, high. September 19th, 2016, high. September 23rd, 2016, I'm Graham from Echosmith and I think you're beautiful. And then July 12th, 2019, barbecue invite.
So he took like 3 years off.
So, and that part might just be like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
I mean, obviously we won't know the answers.
No, and I don't think that any of the other, well, there's only really 2 other members now of Echosmith aside from him. I don't think either of them have made a statement, and I used to have Echosmith's tweet notifications on. I don't know if I still do, so I'm going to go and check. But I didn't see them make any sort of statement. They did not make a statement on their band account. They haven't tweeted anything in a couple of days on their band account. Sydney Sirota has not tweeted anything in 4 days. And Noah Sirota has not tweeted anything since the 26th. And Graham himself either never had a Twitter or doesn't anymore. So, I don't know. They haven't made a statement regarding like the situation where they've been like, this is how we're going to address this and blah, 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 blah. So, that sucks. Yeah. It fucking sucks that happened.
I'm trying to see how to word this, because I feel like if I say it the way that's in my head, you would understand what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if anyone else will.
Mm-hmm. Every time you say shit like that, you make me nervous.
No, I know, because I'm not trustworthy. Like when I asked Tony at the Korean barbecue place.
Oh my god.
That was a good question, though.
I guess. He was a good man.
He was.
He was a fucking champ.
We should go kidnap him.
He's a good sport. We should, yeah.
We told him that we were going to go steal him.
We should have him on the podcast.
But, like, as bad as that is, I don't think it's enough for them to be quote-unquote canceled. I don't think anyone's going to turn against them like that.
People did.
Already?
Well, and like the extremists did. So let me be clear about that. Like, they're like the extremists of cancel culture are always going to react like that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's wrong.
People love to cancel.
I think that it's right to side with the alleged victim.
Yeah.
And then, but you don't have to necessarily throw, and we've talked about this before, you don't have to necessarily throw somebody entirely out the fucking window and behead them in the public eye until you know more. Like you can just say like, I'm siding with the alleged victim and like for right now I'm not supporting this person. And then like especially like if whether it's a musician or like an actor or anything, like if someone accuses someone of something, you just don't listen to their music for a few days, or you don't watch that show for a few days. Yeah. And then when you get more information, you can either cut it off entirely if it's that, or if it's not, you can just go back to your normal fucking life. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. So I think that there is always an overreaction there. But I do think that this is bad, and I think that they need to address it and address it appropriately.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what appropriately is for this. But
if it just broke today, I'm assuming, by the weekend they should come out with something.
You would think. I don't know. We'll see. But, like, it's bad. It's really bad. Like, it's more, again, like, there's...
It's bad because of the, like, she's 11 and 10.
And 13 now, and 13 he's now. 20.
And it doesn't get any better with time. This is another thing that you will understand. You know me, I just word things differently.
Yeah.
This isn't the worst thing that we've had in the scene.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay, no, that's totally fair.
This isn't the worst thing we've had. So that's why I'm not like...
It's not the worst thing, but I try to not...
It's still wrong.
I try to not compare things that way when I'm looking...
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to compare it, but compare it to the other shit that's been going on in the scene, especially this past year with Confidence and past years with...
Front Porch Step
and this year with
fucking people.
Adolescent. Like... This
no. This is like objectively not the worst thing we've seen, but I also try to look at it separate
in the sense of like you're 20 and 17,
and right now you're 20 and she's 13, and that's just not good. And
Yeah.
And if you understand the internet enough to understand how to like DM people on Instagram and like send them evites to shit, you probably understand how to Google someone's age too.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's bad when you're 20 and she's 13, but it's worse when she's 10 and you're 17.
Yeah.
Especially, like, because we've worked with kids this summer. We know what a 10-year-old girl looks like. Like, that's...
And it's like, and so I'm 20 and I was working with 13-year-old kids. And like, so I understand exactly what that age gap is.
And yeah, it's
so it's fucking gross. Like, it's nasty.
Yeah.
And like, and then we had counselors in training who were 17. And then we had kids that were as young as 10.
Yeah.
So like, again, like I understand what that age difference looks like. And it's just like not, there's no excuse.
You can't mistake it.
There's no excuse. No. If he actually especially when 3 years ago when this started, you can't tell me that you looked at a picture of her and thought like she's probably 17. You just saw the picture.
You can't even say that she's 13 in that picture.
No, you can't. She looks 10 years old. Kylie is how old right now? 13, right?
13.
So same age gap right now between me and Kylie. Like that's fucking disgusting. That's and like it's hard again because like is he on the spectrum? How far on the spectrum is he? What and do you allow that to be an excuse? You know? Like because
the spectrum thing is going to be hard if they let him go on world tours, play to sold out crowds. You know, like the spectrum argument's not going to, but I'm not an expert on autism, so I don't know if like the social aspect of it can be, you know, worse than like I don't know how to like describe that, you know?
Yeah, I really have.
I don't know. I don't think there's a way out of it, and if there is, I'm sure.
I mean,
someone's gonna find a way.
I mean, like there will, as always, be the extremes of each side, where like some people and that are like Echosmith stans will not give a fuck, and they'll be like, he didn't know, he didn't know any better, and then they'll move on, and then there will be the people who, no matter how much they like Echosmith or how much they don't or how much they don't care, will immediately be like, fuck Echosmith and anyone who thinks that they're okay. This should make everyone's family in Echosmith, which is just one family, by the way. This should make everyone in Echosmith's family lose all of their crops. Their harvest should be bad. Like, whatever. And then there will be people who wait and see what happens. And
I don't listen to Echosmith, so I'm kind of in that third party of just like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, like they were big for me for a long time. So I guess that's kind of, and this is kind of like the thing that I was thinking about this afternoon while I was like, oh, okay, so like what kind of things are we going to talk about regarding this topic? And like when all of the allegations started coming out, not even with the Me Too movement, going all the way back to like the front porch step shit, because that was way before.
I don't even remember that.
I do.
I don't.
Because, I mean, that was crazy. And
what year was that?
15, I want to say. Either 15 or 16.
Which is so weird because I was like in the scene.
I think it was after. I think it was after Warped Tour 20. You know what? It might have even been farther back than that. I don't know. It's been a good couple of years now. And all I remember for sure is that. Okay, I think it was actually before Warped Tour 15 because then Kevin Lyman let Front Porch Step come on to Warped Tour 15.
And then the Wonder Years.
And then the Wonder Years swore off ever coming back, and that was the year that they were there. So 15. Somewhere around like late 2014.
They were on 16.
They weren't on 16.
I could have sworn they were on 16.
15. It was 2015. Promise you.
Was it? I don't give a shit.
So, but point being is that was a couple of years before the Me Too movement happened, and I mean, like, it was happening then, and like a lot of times, and then especially like when the Brand New thing happened with Jesse Lacey, like that was a really big one because just Jesse Lacey, like Brand New is a huge
I've never
band.
listened to them.
I've listened to a couple of songs, but like I was never into them like that. But you know, they're a huge part of the scene. They are huge, like whether we listen to them or not. And you know, when that came out, there was a huge, obviously that sparked up the, can you separate art from artist, and can you look past that shit, and like all that crazy stuff was like being talked about. And then also a lot of people, because Brand New was such a big band and did have such a big influence on so many people, you know, there were people who were like, well, if this was your favorite band, what would you do? You know, like if you had a tattoo for this band and you'd seen them 11 times and you have their vinyls and you have their merch and like you love them with all your heart and this happened, would you just drop them? Would you just cancel them? Would you just be willing to say fuck it to them? And I was never put in a position where I had to think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would consider it, and then I'd be like, I don't really want to think about this right now. I don't want to imagine any of my people doing this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And then the Kyle shit from We Came as Romans, the Kyle shit happened where... But the story came out really fast. It was like... They were on, like, a tour in Europe, like, playing a festival... And this girl, like, wanted to hook up with him, and, like, she was of age, and she got on the tour bus with him, and they were hooking up, and then she was like, I have to get back to my friend. And he was like, no, come on, stay. And, like, he got, like, bothered by that and, like, got upset. And she claims that he, like grabbed her arm and, like, flung her and shit, and, like, she had, like, these bruises and shit. And, like, but then you, like look at the story, and you look at all the situation, and you're like, that, I mean, first of all, parts of that don't add up. Mm-hmm. And then... I mean, he didn't sexually assault her. Like, he didn't do anything to her. Like, that wasn't consensual. Like, everything was consensual. She was like, I have to leave. He's like, no, come on, stay. She was like, no, I really have to go. And then, like, she left. Mm. So, like, I was, like, put in that position, quote unquote. And then I was like, well, like, the whole story just came out. Like, and also, this was when he was, like, really, really addicted to drugs. And, like, really couldn't fucking control anything about his fucking life.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, yeah, like... Maybe what he did isn't, like, perfectly cool, but, like kind of what you said. Like, it's far, far, far from the worst thing we've seen. And he didn't sexually assault anybody. He didn't even attempt to sexually assault anybody. Yeah. He, like, tried to, like, convince a girl, like, oh, you can go back to your friend later. And then when she said no, he was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know? And then the cam shit happened. And when the cam shit happened, like, that was, like, okay, this is, like, going to be a real test of how we handle this. And, again, when the story came out, it was just, like... it doesn't even sound like what people tried to make it. It sounds like somebody that didn't like Cam and didn't like Sorority Noise because it was a former member of The World is a Beautiful Place, and she had fucking beef with everybody because she got kicked out of her band, and she was like, she had her own controversy, and then all of a sudden she wants to start a scandal with Sorority Noise. So, like, it was just odd. It was odd. So, like, those were the two times that I've faced it with a band that I really give a shit about. You know what I mean? And those were a little more straightforward, where there wasn't, like, weeks of guessing and weeks of, like, oh, well, we need more information and we need this and we need that. It was like allegation, full story, more full story details, apology, whatever.
Yeah.
Story closed. This is but this is the one where I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I fucking love Echosmith. They've meant a lot to me for a while, but I mean, it's pretty fucking shitty. And like, I mean, I was kind of phasing out of their stuff anyway, and it's been so long since they put anything out that it's just like whatever at this point. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I can like give into that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't feel right now until more is addressed and more is handled.
I'm sure before Monday there'll be something.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the lookout for it. It's fucking crazy though. It's just. I mean, never would have expected, because they come across as such a wholesome, like, group of people, like, you know, like, just all their shit is pure, all their content is pure, all their songs are like, I want to fit in and have a good time, and I love you, like, you know, like, they're all, like, there's fucking dream pop, and they're cutesy and nice, and you meet them, and they're the nicest fucking people, they're so cool, and then, you know, and then this happens, and you're like, fuck, this is
It's just so easy not to message 10-year-olds.
It's actually really
I've
easy.
never messaged a 10-year-old, and I've been on social media for years.
Yeah.
And I think... No, I've messaged one 10-year-old, and it was my brother.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It's just...
Like...
Yeah.
It's just so easy not to do it.
There's...
And it's also easy to find out people's ages.
Especially if they're a celebrity.
Yeah.
Or the daughter of a celebrity.
Yeah. The daughter of one of the biggest pop punk bands ever.
The daughter of a celebrity who is also now making herself a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like,
if she has a check mark, you can Google her age.
this could have taken 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
It
took you 2 fucking seconds.
It took me 2 seconds. And my fucking connection down in this basement sucks. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's bad, man. It's bad. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah.
God, I wish I was in the basement.
At the Brooklyn basement, smelling balsamic vinaigrette candles. Yeah, me too. All right, let's go do that then.
All right, I'll see you there.
All right, cool. Thanks for jumping off the cliff with us.
Take care of yourselves.